we've talked a lot about video game award shows. Hell, I freaking launched my own, right?
Shout outs to Real Game Awards, by the way, which sent so many woke lunatics into derangement.
We had the Real Video Game Awards, and people say, I don't understand why you need another award show. Hell, I didn't think I needed another award show. Then something like this happens over the weekend.
So what he's going to talk about is Greg Miller's cringe anti-Elon and Trump rant at the DICE 2025 Game Awards.
You say, oh, now you understand why we need another award show. It starts off with Greg Miller. Now, I want to be clear. I've known Greg for over a decade. I actually think Greg is a nice guy. The things that he said recently really makes me question a lot of the things that
absolutely
that we've had, conversations that we've had, and it makes me question him as a person. Have our interactions been authentic?
And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say that a lot of these lefty wokey influencers, now that the table is turned against them, they've gone completely mask off. So I don't even trust anybody that I've gotten close with that is now yelling at the clouds about, you know, Trump and Elon need to go to hell or whatever. So you guys, you'll see the clip in a minute.
It been from my side, or was he just totally bullshitting me the entire time?
Possibly.
I don't know. Does he think that I'm a horrible piece of trash?
Yes.
Because I live in Texas and it's a red state.
Yep.
And does he think that you're a piece of trash because you have common sense? Well,
they all think that. I've lost so many friends, even family members now, especially with this newest election when Trump won. They are all deranged. They will all drop friendships, relationships, bonds at the drop of a hat, all because you voted right wing. And if you're especially outspoken about it, they think that you're a Nazi and all this crap. They're weird.
Greg is the founder of Kind of Funny. Previously, he was over at IGN, and that was a long time ago in Internet Times, but Kind of Funny's been around for a while. And Greg is the epitome of access media.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the other thing is access media, whether they're woke or not, they all have this elitism. They all have this tribalism where they act like they're better than anybody. They don't like reactionaries. They don't like YouTubers. They don't like anybody that's able to think their own thoughts because they're all sucked into this corporate vortex.
Right. And he's also the epitome of like toxic positivity. I know Greg. I think Greg is a really nice guy. But I just wonder if every time he's been nice to me, if it's just been a lie. And
probably because he wanted something at the time that would have benefited you.
That's really kind of alarming to me and shocking. Well, I'll just go to his Twitter profile and kind of show you. Him, right? Co-founder of Kind of Funny or whatever. And over the weekend, he hosted, and by the way, here's Kind of Funny. By the way, not super relevant in today's gaming.
Which I think I'm blocked. I know Cortez has me blocked, but Kind of Funny is definitely a woke platform. I'll leave it at that.
Space.
Yet somehow Greg Miller is on every fucking award show or
panel. And that leads us to what happened over the weekend, which was the DICE Awards. DICE is thought of as probably the...
And it's because he has friends and stuff. It's about who you know, right? His numbers might not be big. I mean, who am I to talk about numbers, right?
Preeminent. One of the top award shows in the space, Golden Joysticks, obviously Jeff Keighley's award show, DICE Awards. Those are pretty prominent industry award shows, right? And once again, the Real Game Awards is not an industry award show. It is an award show for you, the customer of the video game industry, right?
And that was the point of the Real Game Awards is that you have a voting membership. You pay your certain fee or whatever the cost is to have voting powers. Access Media was not allowed in there, so no IGN, no Polygon, nobody that has all these special perks in the industry so that it's as unbiased as it could be. But these guys lost their crap. The Real Game Awards got labeled as anti-woke awards because they don't know how to separate the Real Game Awards from the side-scrollers branding. And it was so funny to see these guys melt down and twist words and say stuff like Craig took money and ended up not using anything with it when it was clear and transparent from day one that next year's award shows, he would be using this year's money to make that one better. But people are like, you said 2025, you'd have a location. It's 2025. No, dumbass. That was the 2024 Real Game Awards that just happened because it was talking about the games from last year. The 2025 Real Game Awards are the next one. But people, especially when you want to try to work in your woke narrative, don't understand how it works. Anyways, that was a side rant. Let's go back to the Greg Miller stuff.
And that's a very big line of demarcation to separate the two. Greg, for the 9th straight year, hosted the DICE Awards. And during their opening monologue, which I watched in its entirety, it was about 15 minutes long, him and his co-host, well, they said this. And actually, Greg took this and...
Check this rant out, okay? I commented this. This was cringe. Again, you think about how all of these wokies labeled the Real Game Awards show as a right-wing, rage bait, grifter award show, and they made a big deal about all of our politics in it and all this crap. This was actually scripted on the DICE Awards show. This was something that was approved, scripted, and written, and none of those wokies are crying about it because, again, Trump derangement syndrome, Elon derangement syndrome. And this is the epitome of an award show that's actually political. The Real Game Awards was not political.
Posted this over on X. And there's a lot of irony here, but we'll go watch this clip. And if you haven't seen it, just prepare yourself.
Yep.
My favorite games, Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred is nominated for Online Game of the Year. Get your hands together. Thank you, Rod. Of course, that is a game that takes real skill.
Yep.
It does. Yeah, and I'm not trying to flatter everyone here, but if I know one thing about this audience is that none of you had to pay someone to play Diablo for you.
So first of all, that's an Elon pot shot with all the allegations against him for paying people to play Diablo. Cringe in the delivery, because look at the response of the crowd.
It's hard to level up your own characters when you're dismantling democracy.
So cringe, right? And you see how often this feels out of place, like this humor feels out of place when these people try to do it. Like, read the fucking room. People are there to talk about video games. People are there to enjoy themselves, to celebrate real video games that have accomplished things and gotten awards and everything like that. But again, everybody that's a woke lunatic will take the opportunity, take the time to make it about themselves, to get a little spotlight, to be like, hey, look at me. I'm virtue signaling and grandstanding and being an SJW and an activist. This is why Trump won, because of stuff like this. Activism has no place at an award show like this. To have effective activism, there has to be a message and a genuine meaning behind it. Coming up here and saying fuck Trump and fuck Elon isn't enough, okay? Maybe to you guys that aren't intelligent, but it's not enough. And this is why you won't sway people over. You just keep more and more insufferable individuals together in a pod, and you're in your own echo chamber.
I feel like we're in good company here, but just in case for the people online, if you get mad at that joke, it's Greg Miller. Greg
Miller.
Ooh.
Fuck Elon Musk and fuck Donald Trump.
Oh, gosh, yeah, with a few other Access Media in your awards show cheering you on. Yeah, you showed us. Fucking joke.
Oh, that's brave.
Obviously, he held on to the applause at the end. I thought this was really interesting here. Listen to what she says in response to this.
I feel like we're in good company here, but just in case for the people online, if you get
I feel like we're in good company. I feel like we're in company that is accepting of this viewpoint.
Absolutely, because it's an echo chamber. That's all Access Media, all their friends. They've all been vetted. If any of them even said one bad thing about any woke game or Sweet Baby Inc. or criticized any company that did anything this last year, they were probably blacklisted.
Just so you know. And if you don't agree with this, by the way, you're bad company.
Yep.
We don't
If you say anything, you're bad company. Anything against them, you're bad company.
want you. You shouldn't be here. Greg put that out there, and it got a little traction, as you would expect.
Yeah.
And he has promptly been ratioed here.
And they always get ratioed, by the way. Always get ratioed. Nobody likes this stuff. Like, I don't see how that side could look at this and be like, "Oh, we're winning, guys. Ooh, we're getting the reactionaries and the rage baiters to literally milk us because we look like idiots."
3,000, almost 4,000 likes, lots of responses. And he got ratioed by Jeremy, D-Day Cobra. And I think his post actually is a little more accurate here. His quote tweet says, Greg Miller canceled his best friend over a joke, a very, very tame joke.
I responded to that.
Shout outs to Jeremy, by the way, and all these amazing people, Yellow Flash, everybody just commenting in these replies, ratioing side scrollers.
I saw that right here. Here was the quote. This is obviously Colin Moriarty.
It's a dad joke.
Yes. Who now, look, I'm a big fan of.
Yeah, so he got canceled from this by his own friend, Greg Miller, the guy that just made that cringe joke on stage.
Colin, I think Colin has done some amazing things. And he started his own company called Last Stand Media, which, by the way, just for reference, is destroying the revenue that Kind of Funny does.
Absolutely, because when you go woke, you go broke. Now, I will say this. Colin is a little too friendly with David Jaffe, but what can you do, right? You have friends that you disagree and agree to disagree with, but yeah, he's absolutely destroying Kind of Funny games.
From a Patreon level on a week-to-week basis. More people have gone over to support Colin, and they've left Kind of Funny since this split. But Colin put this joke out in 2017, hashtag a day without women, peace
Hilarious.
and quiet. It's a joke. Whatever. And that led to him resigning after targeting women in racist joke. What is that? Like, what is racist about this?
Yeah, I don't get it. What was racist about that joke? Was it sexist? Sure. Was it racist? Absolutely not.
I have no idea. I think this says a lot about the International Business Times, as this is Colin Moriarty resigns after targeting.
Yeah, that was a weird story, wasn't it? Like, suddenly he's resigned.
Women in racist joke, insist
that's
it's
crazy.
His personal decision. Like,
racist joke. I remember him talking about that. I used to listen to Podcasts Beyond when they were on it. That was back when IGN was like worth paying attention to.
Oh man, the good old IGN days, right? Before they became a black hole of crap.
Right.
But just to set up just how big of a piece of shit Greg Miller is, like, they were really good friends. And I remember Greg Miller got cancer. So, like, Colin was helping him out, doing most of his work for him. Like, he was being a good friend. Like, that's a good friend if you have somebody that's, like, doing something like that for you. And then he slipped that knife in him over a fucking dad joke.
There's no honor amongst snakes, guys, ever.
Greg Miller is a fucking scumbag.
I have, like I said, I haven't talked to Greg in years. Certainly before COVID. And I don't know what he thinks of me now.
He probably doesn't like you. He probably got triggered like everybody else does over side scrollers, which good on you, Greg. I mean, Craig, good on you. I always say Greg. There's too many Gregs here. We got Greg Miller, Stuttering Craig. Yeah, he probably is triggered over you just because they probably don't like your opinions that you do on side scrollers. That's facts.
Like I said, I've always had really good positive interactions with him, but you see the way he speaks about literally over half the country.
Yep.
At this point. And I have a really hard time when anybody says you're so divisive to us.
Yet they're the most divisive ones, right? Like Greg Miller was absolutely divisive being on that stage.
Or to me. When I say I haven't gone on record and said, F half the audience. All I've said is you do you, just don't tell me about how you do it. I just don't care. Craig
has been pretty centrist. I, on the other hand, would say F Kamala, F Biden, because it's my right. But, Craig keeps it real, keeps it centric. He's in the middle, and he tells it the way he sees it.
And my big cardinal sin is I know what a man is and I know what a woman is.
Yep, that's what they hate. That's my
big cardinal sin. That's why I've lost friends, because I can tell you what a man is.
Yeah, they hate that. They fucking hate that.
and what a woman is. But I don't know if Greg would want to have a conversation about this. I mean, I if you recall a few weeks ago, by the way, this is not abnormal for Kind of Funny. If you remember, just a couple months ago, they had one of the guys who worked there go off on a rant very similar to this. It was right after the election. God, I'm blanking on his name right now, but
yeah, well, I think it might be Cortez. We'll see.
This is very on brand for Kind of Funny. You're talking about I'm not mad at Greg. Greg is a product of his surrounding. He is a product of being in San Francisco and being in that hive mind. He is a product of making himself.
That is actually facts right there. When you're in that area, somewhere like San Francisco, you're a product of the hive mind. You're a product of where you're at. And you know what? That's to be expected from somebody that's in San Fran. No offense, but yes, you guys are all like that.
A product, and a product that has afforded him a very nice living. He has made himself a product, which is why he goes back year after year after year, being the host of DICE and various other award shows. He is. I don't feel bad for him. I actually feel kind of sorry for him that he wants to be so divisive and tell over half the country to fuck themselves if they.
And I haven't really ever said like fuck you guys if you voted for this guy, fuck you. Will trash talk, and sure, could I be divisive at times? Yeah, but I'm never ever like 100% in disagreement. I don't even think I've ever tweeted out F Joe Biden. Or F Kamala. I think I've called them cringe and said who voted for this and all this nonsense. And I've been very openly about where I stand politically. But yeah, I don't think I've been like openly like venomous to people like what Greg Miller did on stage.
They support Elon or Donald Trump. And the crazy thing is he doesn't know either of them.
Yeah.
He doesn't know these people and he's dividing his audience, and he did that before. You're right. His actions have spoken very loud. In a situation like this with, Colin hasn't said anything about this, but it was just really shocking for me to see this. And I put a tweet out about this. If you recall, when we did the Real Game Awards just a few weeks ago, the response was, "Oh, you right-wing bigots. You're."
Absolutely. That's what they go to. They'll call you a bigot, a homophobic, a transphobic, anything in the book, because they can't take that you have a different opinion than them.
Right-wing award show, right? So I put this out there. I said, so the Real Game Awards was labeled right-wing, and literally nothing political was said during our show.
100%.
Does this mean that this award show is radical left-wing progressive, since Greg literally said fuck Donald Trump during it?
I think so. I think it should be. If that's the logic that the wokies want to put against the Real Game Awards, I think 110%. This means that this award show is radically left-wing progressive. Because there was no language like that in the Real Game Awards show at all.
And this is actually the most important thing. This was 100% scripted.
Yeah.
So the award show signed off on this
100%.
Before they did that. This script was approved by DICE. DICE is an industry award show. It's run by people within the awards. It goes back, I've said this a million times. I've never seen an industry so disconnected.
Absolutely, guys. The actual people in the industry hate the consumers. The people that literally write their checks and give them money. The people in the industry hate who they're making games for.
From its audience. Flash, I'll let you take it from here.
He just said BRB.
Flash, what are your thoughts on this?
I think it's insane. But, like, people are allowed to have their opinions and all that, and that's fine. But, like, to do this on, like, a corporate level is just, I don't know. I find this all very insane. And to sign off on these things is insane. Like, he can go ahead and say whatever he wants in his own free time. I don't care. But to go and represent companies like this, it's stupid. It's unprofessional. I don't agree with anything.
Absolutely. Again, from a corporate level. Like, there's literally, like, industry people that run the DICE Game Awards that signed off on Greg Miller saying that on stage. That is ridiculous. But then all these people, all these woke journos want to get mad at Stuttering Craig charging people $30 to vote for a show that is anti-access media, and they try to label it as a radical alt-right extreme Political show? No, dude, cope.
Like these people do.
It's not that I'm mad. It's just that I'm disappointed.
I'm not even surprised anymore. Actually, I'm just like,
No.
oh, they
Same.
said that. Okay.
No, no, no. I
Said
no,
no
and-
one.
Right, and I think that's probably the biggest thing is, I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed because, like I said, I've known all those guys from Kind of Funny, the guy I was thinking about earlier was Andy Cortez.
Yeah, Cortez is a fucking nutcase.
Kind of fun between him and Tim Geddes. Like, I've had nothing but positive interactions with them, but I don't even know if I could have an
Not
interaction
anymore.
with them now, if they'd be open to having an interaction with me now, because
Not anymore. Not anymore. That's how they think. You cannot. They probably have you blocked.
I'm not down with any of this stuff. I'm not down with this nonsense, you know?
I'm not.
And I talked about their opening monologue. This is, by the way, this is in the first 5 minutes of the show. Like, this wasn't some like midway through thing. This was 5 minutes into the
right
show.
off the bat.
5 minutes into into the first segment. And I did want to point this out. There was actually a little bit more attached to this, where he talks about the cultural aspect of this. I don't think most people have gone in and looked at this. I wanted to
Okay, so I'm not aware of this. This is going to be brand new, but yeah, right off the bat, going into an F Elon and Trump rant, like, wow.
pull this up a little joke. This little joke that they had here. So let's go play this. Did Flash get back yet? Okay, there we go. Flash, I don't know if you've seen this, buddy. Did you see the other part of this clip?
I've just seen that clip.
Let's check it out.
Okay, so let me go and play this again. This is just a little bit more here.
Again, strap in, everybody. There was a lot of annoying culture war stuff around games in 2024.
Oh,
Yeah.
here we go.
Dude, you could see in the comments right there from the live stream, people are literally saying like that wasn't funny, and there's a couple of people fucking just saying, "Oh my god," and laughing about it.
Talk revolved around women characters in games not being attractive anymore.
Yeah, and when I think about it, I have a very nuanced opinion on it, which is basically, who fucking cares? Have these people
That's what they all resort to. Who cares about a female and boob? Like, you care, guys. That's why you want DEI injected into everything. They literally contradict themselves.
seen a woman up close before? What the fuck are we talking about, everybody? But of course,
None of this is funny.
I think that joke would land a lot better if you could actually tell us what a woman is.
Absolutely. They can't even define what a woman is, but they'll sure as fuck try to dictate what we could have or not have in our games in regards to women.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, did he just call all women ugly?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Have you seen a woman up close? That's pretty much what he said.
I don't know, Blaz. What do you think of that?
Can you like play that back again?
Yeah, sure.
yeah, and when I think about it, I have a very nuanced opinion on it, which is basically, who fucking cares?
Yep.
Have these people seen a woman up
Why does he
close
think this is
before? What
funny?
the fuck are
Well,
we
apparently the
talking about,
customers
everybody?
care. That's why
But
these
of course,
games
you
are
can tell
dying.
times are tough because
Yeah, all these games have been struggling, dude, because they're focused on everything but making good, entertaining games. They're more focused on making gender-neutral, androgynous-looking character designs, ugly character designs. I was just playing Avowed yesterday, and those are some of the worst-looking characters in the world that I've ever seen in game.
Indiana Jones fighting not
So they move on. Blaz, what are your
Hang
thoughts on
on.
that?
So like, he's basically saying that nobody cares that they're making ugly women. Is that what he's saying?
Yep,
Correct?
that's what he's saying.
Well, he's saying, why do you care if your characters are ugly or attractive?
But then
Why
he
do
goes
you-
and says, "You have even seen women before." So like the way
Well-
he's implied it, it makes it sound like he thinks all women are ugly.
I mean, that's what it sounds like, right?
Yeah, I mean,
That's kind of what I understood there. Maybe I'm reaching, but that's funny.
no, I don't think you are. I think that he maybe misspoke. He was trying to hit something a little edgier, and in
Oh,
turn,
yeah.
he more or less made it sound like he thinks all women are ugly.
Yep.
That's kind of what he said. I was like, wait,
That's what it sounds like.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Maybe his wife's ugly, but the rest of us aren't. So
Damn. Attack the wife getting strays.
sorry,
his
Toots.
wife is fine. His wife is, like she's cute, like it
Then
is
what
what
the
it is.
hell? Whatever. It's
I don't know.
It's
Like I said, I
weird.
don't
Is
know
she
what happened.
faithful to
Their arguments are weird.
him though?
I don't know.
You
It's not my
know.
business, but it's rough, man. Because like I said, these are people that I always thought were friends, and to see them take such a dramatic left turn to where you can't even have an award. You can't even, like, you thought it was so funny that you included this in your opening monologue.
That's how they think.
Awards out there.
That is how they think. Oh, we have to fucking make sure everybody knows we hate Trump. That's how they all fucking think.
The industry in itself right there. Like, they're all clapping over that.
Yeah.
This is why a lot of these AAA games have the problems they have, because they're all just tone deaf.
Flash is speaking facts.
Yeah, it's amazing, and it's sad. It's sad for me, man. It really is. And you know, the response to this over on X is exactly what you'd expect. You know,
I'm glad X is full of normal people now.
Been ratioed on his old thing. And by the way, immense irony here, as he's over here saying F Elon Musk with his blue check mark that he pays for on a month-to-month basis.
That's what I don't get. All these wokies that are still on X are getting literally Elon Musk bucks. They're getting paid. F Elon Musk, but he gave us this fucking platform that we could put our bullcrap on. So weird.
And also,
kind of funny has the gold one.
Yes, which is what, 10 grand a month?
Yep.
Oh, it's a lot. I think it's like 1,000. It might be 10.
Yeah, I mean,
no, I don't think it's. I think it's $1,000 a month.
Still $1,000.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
That's. I mean, does anybody else see the immense irony in that? Surely,
it's retarded irony.
Surely people do, and he's obviously been ratioed, you know, many times over.
You gotta love it. You gotta love the ratio.
People here. So, you know, I know maybe it's just a soft spot I have for friends or former friends, but I don't understand the divisiveness of this.
It's Trump derangement syndrome. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. And they got butthurt and jealous at the Real Game Awards show. Craig, just keep doing what you're doing, man. These people have no clue what it's like to agree to disagree.